Okay, so today is turbo day, and so we're going to basically prep this out of the car real quick. What I have to do is put in the crush washers. I'm going to put a little bit of RTV in there just because I had to rethread this one and the threads aren't 100%. So RTV, crush washers, and then we're going to put some clamps on my 10AN line, and then I want to take the manifold off. This is going to be pre-bolted in the car. And then I bolt up this later on. But we're going to RTV that, transfer these into my block in the car. Manifold's going to get transferred over today. And we're going to get the water lines installed today. And that's it. I don't have my boost gauge wired up. And we're going to work on some tune stuff. I'm going to tune for up to 200 kPa, which is roughly like 14 pounds of boost. I should never hit that, but in case I do, I want to have the tune for it. I'm also going to have a boost cut set, and I'm only planning on running wastegate on here. The boost controller is just in case I want to run 10 or 12 pounds of boost, but right now 8 pounds. We're going to tune it for that. And then we're going to get this transferred over and mounted today. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure. First turbo on the car, so hopefully everything is smooth sailing, but we're going to find out. So, I'm currently missing my gasket down here, so that's a problem. But the project is going to continue. I'm going to get this unbolted, and we're going to get it mounted up no matter what. I'm probably going to have to order a gasket. I'm not too happy about that, but for some reason parts just been missing for some reason. I have no idea why. I'm pretty sure the gaskets were up here for it, but that's what I get for just laying parts on top of a motor being worked on. So yeah, I have no idea where they made it. So we're going to continue on. I got all my fittings, crush washers installed. So, block off, this is ready to be installed. So, we're going to get it installed today and just deal with that later. So, we're starting off with taking off the intake. Then my coolant overflow will get taken off. That has to get replaced with a turbo version, and I'm probably not even going to use that one. Then manifold. And I do have to take off my valve cover only because we're running into issues where we're leaking oil for some apparent reason. That is onshore. That we're gonna cover that up, get that coolant overflow out. I'm gonna mock whatever I can up to get it I don't know, because the turbo one, since my fuel line's right there, won't actually work, so I gotta figure something out with that. Probably just to start, I won't run one. We also have to get a new power steering line because that was one of the other headaches I ran into. I blew it out, so just a quick update. We're gonna get this off and manifold. Alright, so we got our manifold out and found an oil leak, but that was expected. I don't know where that's coming from. Power steering leak, of course. I did find my one new gasket. It was on the actual manifold. I don't know why I replaced that one, but can't find the other one. Right now we're going to work on getting the plugs out, oil lines, oil drain, turbo, etc. We do have to get our new coolant lines in the front here, replace our heater hoses, get the clamps off down here, take all this pretty much back off that I just had off, probably take the upper radiator, that is an upward flow radiator, so probably take this off. Yeah, so we're moving along. I'm going to end up reusing this oil pan, even though I just had the line set up on the other oil pan. This one is already has my sensor and whatnot on it, already mocked up. So I'm just going to take this one off, drill it, put it back on, because it's pretty much done. We got to reinvent our map sensor because we're going to have boost now, and none of these are going to hold, and I'm basically going to lose monitor of my manifold pressure. So we are going to get the plugs out now. We're going to make a mess too, because it's going to drain my engine block because of the coolant plug. That's nice. So that's next. Last update before I throw the manifold on. We got our fittings installed, and all I did here, let's focus down there, please. Yeah, all I did was use red RTV just to seal it. I used some Teflon there. It's probably gonna melt, but there's red RTV there also. They come up to there, and my oil line is up there right now. That is coming out. I do have an MPX full stainless steel downpipe, so that's gonna replaced. And then oil line's gonna get put in after when I jack up the car. And then I'm going to do the coolant lines after also, just because I think it's going to be pretty easy to gain access in this area over here. So that should be not bad. This is my throttle cable that is wrapped around my oil feed. I think I did that on purpose. My oil pressure sensor. I don't know if I ever went over my oil pressure sensor, but basically that's it right there. That thing. It's 90, yada yada yada. Because I took it from the outlet of the oil pump. I'm not too concerned about, seeing what my oil pressure is up in the head, because I do have an oil restrictor in there to prevent over pumping of oil in the head. So, and I could take it from the back of the block, but there was just too much in the way, and I wanted easy access to it. And so it went on the side of the oil pump. And that gives me basically, the maximum pressure, that I'm making. So, and I feel like it's going to give me the first sight of oil pressure drop anyway. So I just, my overall pressure of the oil system, I just minus 10 from it, and that's pretty much good. I mean, I max out that sensor anyway most of the time. So I'm not too concerned about it, because that means I'm making over 100 psi of oil pressure, which is really good. So let's get that mounted. It actually didn't go that bad. I mean, mostly of the problem that this is going to be in the tune. I wasn't too concerned about the lines, because I got to mock all that up. But the tune is really what's going to see what I can do, and hopefully, I don't get too carried away with boost and blow my rods out the side, because I would like to reuse this engine block. That is an upcoming project also, with a new engine block. So I'm slowly starting to run into problems. I am actually not sure, don't worry about that, that's just a tube, if that's where the turbo's supposed to sit in a PT Cruiser, because I am not actually sure if that's a SRT4 manifold or if it's a PT Cruiser manifold, and it's just that the engine bay layout is just a little bit different between the two cars. I'm going to put some heat shield back here so we can prevent that from doing anything. We're going to insulate my firewall there. I do like the fact that I got all this open room here now, which is nice, but yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to get the hot side piping done, because if we go sideways a little bit, it's a little tight down there. So the power steering cooler will have to probably get moved. My power steering line will probably have to get moved. My transmission shift cable might have to actually get moved. And for some reason, it seems like my CV axle is in the way. I'm not sure. So I am really hoping that is a PT Cruiser manifold, and it just seems a little funny to me. I did get all my lines hooked up. This line back here for my coolant is just hand tight right now. I can't get a wrench on it, So we're gonna have to figure out something for that. Actually, I do have crawfoot wrenches that I can use, so we can probably get that tightened. Got my oil feed line on there tight. Just got to add my coolant line here, and got to do some modification over here. Fuels box is probably gonna get moved sideways, or get rid of it altogether and figure out something else for that. Yeah, there's a whole lot of going on over there. It's tight there now, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Yeah, that's my update for now. I'm sticking with it. Okay, a little update. We got the intake manifold off. We're going to start with the heater cord lines, get them replaced with the SRT4 version. We're going to see how my line lines up and whatnot. And we're just going to... Well, that's unfortunate. She's down here somewhere. Somewhere's back there. Yes, sir. My 10mm wrench. Alright, so we're going to get these off right now. This is a project. It's really turning into something here. So, do that, and I update you when I got one. Small little update. We got our coolant line off. And it was harder than expected. I had to pry a lot, but so that's off. She's laying right there. We're gonna put the new one on. We're gonna make sure everything can line up, and I think I'm gonna call it there for a day. This car's beating me up right now, so call it there for the day, and then pick up where we left off. I got everything figured out, so it's just a matter of time when I can get to it. But it's not looking that bad. I'll update you once it's in. I'm not doing the heater cord lines today. I'm just going to put them in here somewhere and call it a day for that. And yeah. So pretty much last update of the night. So we took apart our 15,000 connectors into our fuse box. That sits over there now. That's out of the way. It's in my way. We might be redoing the brake setup on there because that manifold's... It's kind of in my way. This is perfect, just the way it runs. This is a thicker tube down here on the bottom part of the coolant to your heater cord lines, so that's nice. This one doesn't reach. Okay. So I got to do some research. I'll probably end up replacing this lower water neck, which is going to be a pain. There, you can take a close look at my transmission mount that I made for this car. Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Let me get my phone. That's the transmission mount. I don't think I ever showed anyone that transmission mount. It is filled with some kind of epoxy, I forget now. It is from a Neon with the 3-speed. Cut down, rebolted, welded on, extended pieces on it, and drilled through the side of my frame to mount it. Yeah, so that's that. So yeah, I gotta figure out how. So I see what's going on here. The heater core lines are lower. Okay, which is good because then it gives access to my turbo there, but I'm not quite sure where the turbo version inlets are on the firewall wall. So that's going to be probably an issue, and I probably just end up blocking it off because it looks like it's going to be a nightmare. So that's first order of business. Second order of business is trying to figure out what I can do down here because nothing is lining up. I knew I should have just took the water inlet from the block or do what I was going to do and tee off because this is turning into a nightmare currently. But I'm sure it's for the best because I don't know. So I'm literally going to leave this taken apart, and I'm probably not going to hook up my fuse box again for a little bit because I can start the car without it. Yeah, that is final update. So There will be a part 2. Hopefully we get somewhere done and first fire up. I'm not even going to work on tune today. I'm just sad I didn't even get as far as I wanted.